Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and for October I am going to concentrate my efforts on Forever Fern, the complete bundle. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful set. I absolutely adore it, and I just want to show you lots of different ways to get the best out of your stamp set. If you're investing a good amount of money into your stamps and dies, you want to get the most out of them. So for this tutorial, it's not really a tutorial, it's really an ideas video. We're going to use these. We're going to use our brushes to colour, our sponges, whatever you use yourself. You might need the Versamark watermark stamp pad. I'm going to use these three colours just to illustrate what I'm doing, and I'm also going to use watercolor pencils and of course the good old blender pen that my customers got last month in their goodie bags, and that's what we're going to be using. So if you have the set, maybe you'd like to follow along and have a wee go. Try and get some things out of my way here to make a bit of go. Also have the washing machine going beside me, so I'm hoping it's not too loud. It's a crazy room. I sort of downsized slightly so that I just have them stamping up stuff here, and it can get quite kind of noisy. So if it does get real noisy, I'll pause and wait till the spin at least stops. So get your dies first. If you have both, get your dies and a piece of your white card, and lay all your dies and cut them out, and just that gives you a really good starting area for having all these to play around with when it suits you. You don't have to stamp them, you don't have to colour them in at this stage. This is going to be like a handy box to have. I'm going to keep these in a wee container that I can go to when I need and just colour them when it suits, or to what suits. And I just want to show you a whole load of different ideas of what you can do. So once you've got your dies cut out like so, we can start to have fun. The first one that I'm showing you here is the die was cut out. Should get that wee page out of there, which would be this one. No, yes, this one. I ran through the embossing folder. This is the other one here that I ran through. It's nice to use an embossing folder that has a small texture, not a big wide texture. I think the small one works better. You can put it in just straight, or you can colour in with your ink pad. Just run your ink pad along the bumpy side of your, well, either side. You'll get two different effects, and then put your die cut in, run through your machine, and you get that lovely inked up feeling, which is nice behind a card. It's a wee bit different. So that's two ideas for that. The next one is this long one here, this die, and I have inked it up, not using my stamps. I have, you put your matching, your coordinating stamp, which would be this one, onto your block, ink it up, and then just get your die and hold it by the tip and just set it, holding it by the tip directly onto your stamp. Press it down with another block or your ink pad, and just press it down, and you can just simply turn it over and it'll fall off and it'll be inked up in whatever colour you want, which means you're not tied to stamping it all in the one colour. So that's just a quick way if you've die cut a load and you want to be able to use them. Another one is using your brushes. Just get the die cut that you have, a piece of scrap paper, and just ink up. Keep brushing it until you get the desired colour. Of course, put it on a piece of flat card and just keep brushing it up until you get a lovely shaded area with sort of white bits coming through. You can build and build and build and build in your colour. It just depends on what you want. So that is another quick and easy way to use up those dies. We also went in with a coloured pencil, the watercolor pencil, which just disappeared. So I just went in with this die cut, run the pencil along here and then each of the veins, and then I did a light shading over the top, and then I went in with my blender pen and just went in the same direction, pulling the colour out, and that gives you that lovely colour. You can go in with a darker coloured pencil to change that, to add shadows. You know, it's entirely up to yourself. Let's see, that dark colour in this one, just to give you a rough idea. It's actually a lighter one. I should have went for darker. I'll go with this and see what it looks like. It is fractionally lighter, but you would just go in again over the top of that. It is a different shade entirely, so but at least it'll make it. And just do those parts. Go in with your pencil or your blender, sorry, and just pull that colour. And you can pull it out to the side, and it will just spread it out for you. And just, if you don't want to go out too far, I have gone out a wee bit too far there. It just gives you a bit of shading. That'll add a wee bit of depth to your colour. Take a wee bit more time over that, obviously, and have a bit of fun. That would be a very relaxing thing to do. Don't forget also to cut your vellum. Vellum is lovely when you're doing like a sympathy card. Wee bits of vellum leaves coming out the back are lovely. You can also stamp them, or colour them, or emboss them. Do whatever you want with them, but don't forget about vellum. Vellum's really lovely effect. This one, I have stamped it and then set the die on and run through the die cutter. I always find I slip, so if you're like me and you're rushing all the time, use a bit of washi tape to hold it in place, and then it'll go through perfectly. This one I used after die cutting. Where is my piece? Very organised. Here, there it is. I die cut one piece out using one of the dies onto a wee square piece of paper, and then I cut myself. Sorry, I'm going to wait till that stops. So it's finally stopped. So as I was saying, I use any one of your dies. I just chose this one because I love the shape of it, and I got myself a little piece of paper and I just simply set this down like so. Went in with my brushes and just put lots of ink on it. Don't be afraid to use lots of ink. Keep going back in over it. Just be careful you don't pick up. You can stick this down, but I find when I'm taking it back up, it likes to take a bit of my paper away. So just be gentle. Just go in with your brush, you know, just really taking your time. Don't be fussing too much, but go in the direction of the wee flap so that you're not going back and picking them up. Just be careful and build up your colour, and you can make a lovely, lovely, elegant background. Really quick, really easy, and you can choose any of the dies you want. Each of them will work beautifully, and believe me, honestly, it is a lovely set to work with. This one, just get your stamps onto your blocks and have different colours and stamp away and make yourself a nice background paper. The last option that I've come up with is embossed resist technique, which I love, and that's using your Versamark. Choose a stamp that you would like to make your background with, and your clear embossing powder. Stamp it on, emboss it up, and then keep checking where you have wee spaces and go in and do all of your embossing, and then heat embossing first, then go over with your brushes and build that colour up. Just keep building it up till it's really rich, and then finally go back in with a piece of kitchen roll, or whatever you use, a baby wipe or whatever, a dry one of course, and just go back over, and it just buffs your embossed areas and brings out the whiteness, and it makes a beautiful background. So lots of wee ideas there for you, and I hope it encourages you to get that set. It is a beautiful set. It is, I'll just check where it is in this catalogue. It is lovely. I am in love with it. I definitely have used it for so many things. What do you call it? Forever Fern, page 71. It is a big spend, but I think, in my humble opinion, that it is well worth. It's one of those step sets that you're going to use for a long time. This is it here, and you can see the way they've used wee blocks of each one. There's so many ideas out there. They've die cut this and stuck it to an embossed background, which is really lovely. Gives us so much depth. That is a lovely embossing folder to pick up as well. So you get, the stamp set is £22, and it coordinates with Forever Flourishing Dies, page 163. That was a good pick there. Where are the dies? There you go, Forever Flourishing. So there, it is a lovely set. I definitely would invest in both. If you're going to go for it, invest in both. These are beautiful just to have as white die cuts, lovely to slip in behind. I mean, I have done it and cut away and used it to build up around a card. I wonder if I got a sample here for you. There's one I had done, and you can see I've used the dies here, the leaves. I've stamped with the leaves to make a wee border. You'll find those videos in the video section of this group. So there is lots of ideas to use for them, and lots. You will get your money's worth. I really mean that you will get your money's worth without a doubt. I don't think it is a bundle still, is it? Let me double check. No, it's not. It was a bundle the first year it came out, which was last year, was it? But it is beautiful. Always remember, if you see a bundle coming out at the very start, you always get 10% off the first year that it's out. And it's worth your while buying it then so that you get the 10% off. 10% is better in your hands than in Stampin' Up, you know. So there you go. That is it. I will be back with lots of finished cards, and if I come up with any more ideas, I'll do cards that are using these techniques so that you'll know how it looks in the finishing, if it's worth your while doing it. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it gives you ideas for other stamp sets too. So that's me done. I'll catch you all again later. I will post a photograph of this in the group so that you can always refer back to it if you fancy having a wee go at any of it. And if you do, be sure and share it with us all, because we'd love to see it. Bye.